Every now and then, we need to be bold because tweaks never change the world. Every now and then, we need to be bold. This afternoon, Pastor Brian, he's going to talk about something that seems like the opposite of this, but these thoughts actually complement one another. There are times when changing something 5%, just a little bit, can bring some exponential growth. But what I want you as leaders to think about is a complementary thought, which is yes, we tweak, yes, we tweak, yes, we tweak. But every now and then, what we do when we see Jesus out on the water is we actually have the faith to get out of the boat and try something that no one else has ever tried before. If you want to play it safe, stay in the boat. But if you want to walk on water, every now and then you have to be bold, because it's the boldest big moves that eventually change markets, change cities, change the way ministry is done, change the way our mission moves forward. What I would argue is this: as a follower of Christ, is that we refuse to be limited by the past, because God has called us to create the future. What did God do? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. What did God do? God spoke, and God created the world. Inside of you, I believe, as a follower of Christ, is divine creative power. Every now and then in your organization, yes, we tweak, yes, we tweak, yes, we tweak, but sometimes we just make a bold, daring faith move. And bold, daring faith moves don't always work, but every now and then you don't have to be right 10 times. If you are massively right 1 time out of 10, you can have a game-changing idea. I'll give you some examples just from the organization I'm a part of. Let me talk about a tweak. A new Bible translation, that's a tweak. The Bible on an app, that's bold. Some would say that's the greatest innovation to the Bible since the Gutenberg printing press. Now, the free Bible on almost 1/3 of 1 billion devices from a local church. That is a bold move that makes a difference in this world. Discounting church resources, 20% off, that's a tweak. Giving away church resources, that's bold, especially 12, 15 years ago when that hadn't been done before. That's a bold move. Adding a church service, that's a tweak. Adding church online, an interactive service that translates into different languages and prays for people and touches countries around the world, that is bold. Bold ideas do not have to come from the top. Those ideas that I just told you about that came out of our church, not a single one was my idea. Not a single one was my idea. In fact, I was a slow adopter. I was one arguing against the effectiveness of all of them, but they came from deep within the organization. When we create an organization that is willing to fail, willing to take risks, and willing to listen from people from any seat on the bus, suddenly you become an organization that has the capacity to move the ball forward in ways that you never even thought possible. Bold ideas do not have to come from the top. Leaders, to me, it's tragic when our people are asking over and over again, how do I influence those above me? How do I get the ideas that I see out there? Because where you sit determines what you see. There are people in your organization that see things, they see answers to problems that we don't even know exist. In fact, I believe that the deeper into your organization that people have the ability to say yes, it directly reflects just how strong your organization is. Let me unpack that for a minute because it may not be clear. It's easy to say no. No, we can't do that. 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 The deeper into your organization people have the power, the freedom to say yes, to create, that reflects the strength of your organization. In fact, just in my observation of Hillsong Church from the outside, I can look at and name 15, 20 things that are very, very unique and help this to become a global ministry beyond what any other ministry in probably the history of the world has done. And one of the reasons is because Pastor Brian, as an empowering leader, has allowed, cast vision for, and driven the ability to create and say yes into the organization, into the lives of staff members that he has not yet even had possibly the privilege to meet. But it's an organization that empowers and does bold things that can come from anywhere in the organization, and therefore they're not limited to, hey, let's add a service at our single location, but let's continue to blow on fan the flame of this movement that's touching the corners of the world. Be bold. Be bold. Tweaks never change the world.